Hello everyone, this is Jeanette the Oracle. Welcome to Oracle Talks. So I was getting the pull to come do Oracle Talks early. I was actually planning to come on Thursday, but I think because my menstrual cycle is going to be starting probably later on this week, that they're just trying to like get me to knock out some things sooner rather than later. Hello to everybody coming in. Welcome, welcome. Say hello, tell us where you're joining from, what you might be sipping on. I actually have some coffee. Dark roast, because that's all that we drink over here. Yeah, so I'm going to do Zodiac sign messages for right now. So yeah, I'll just give a second for some folks to come in. Hello, Aisha. Good to see you. Thank you for the love. If you're not already following me, please, of course, follow. Share this live to whoever you feel would benefit from this, especially if, you know, folks around you have been really needing messages. The intention for today is to provide that. Welcome from London, and you're getting some peppermint tea. Love that. RJ from Durham, that's funny, North Carolina. Welcome, welcome. Welcome in. Let's see, we got Lisha Curl joining in. But yeah, so messages for each of the 12 zodiac signs. As folks are coming in, I'll do some quick announcements. So this Saturday, I'm going to be doing a live meditation in the new membership space called Covenant that was launched last month. It's something that is co-facilitated between me and two other members of the Inner Alchemy Soul family, one of which is Reverend Portia Williams Gates. The other is Atia Bloom. But for this weekend, on Saturday, I'll be running a meditation, and specifically the meditation is going to be an energetic focused one. So in that meditation, it will be specifically to energetically align either exactly or a harmonic to the new Maya. If you watched the previous Oracle Talks that I did, I believe on like a couple days ago, you can check it in the feed. That one was called Oracle Talks New Maya. So if that resonated with you and you're feeling that pull and wanting some support with that, again, that meditation really essentially is going to be, I'm going to be working in the Akashic Records to align us and energetically connect harmonically to that space to support this this transition that we're all going through, but also to really support ourselves mentally, emotionally, and physically with those adjustments and have an easier time with that. So I'd love to see you there. If you want to join and become a member, just click the link in my bio. If you're here on Instagram, or if you're watching on YouTube, when I upload this, I'll have the membership link in the description below, so you can check that out. We'd love to see you there. And then the following week, on the 23rd, I'll be doing specialty channeling, and that will be specifically on the eclipse season. I'll be curious to see what messages actually come through for that, because there's already so much that's been coming, but you know, especially after doing the energetic work this weekend, and the fact that we will also at that point have crossed over into spring season, spring equinox, I'm sure that the messages are going to be quite profound. So I'm actually really curious personally about it, what's going to come through on that specialty channeling. But yeah, so that's what's there. Hello from New Jersey. Welcome, welcome. Yay, all the folks coming in. What y'all drinking? I have some dark roast coffee. As you can see, black. Black. Obviously, I do lattes and things like that, but my body was just calling for black coffee, so I'm just doing that, and it's helpful. But welcome, love to you all. Please like the video. It helps to spread this in the ecosystem of social media. And again, please share this video with anyone who you feel would benefit. Tell them to join in, come in. I'll be getting messages for each of the 12 zodiac signs. Come through, water. Yay. Always need water. Make me sweat. Yeah, so each of the 12 zodiac signs. Now, depending on energy levels in time, I may also be able to do individual questions at the end, donation base, but I will let you know. Actually, speaking of donations, if you would like to give something, let me put my info here. My PayPal's in the link in bio on Instagram, but I will put my Venmo here if you want to support the cause. I believe, does Venmo do the dash? I can never remember these. It's the @ sign, and they have a dash with the name, I believe. And then my Cash App is with the $, and that's all one word, I believe. So there you go. Cool. Alrighty. So if you're here already, if you're coming in, just go ahead and settle in, sit up nice and tall, feet flat on the floor if possible. If you're sitting on the floor, that's fine. Just make sure your back is nice and straight. You can have eyes open or closed, doesn't matter. Palms up or down in your lap, depending on how you feel. If you are really needing to feel a bit more grounded, if you're feeling kind of all over the place, have your palms down in your lap. That will really help to bring your attention to your physical body and recenter in yourself, rather than being projected outside externally. Otherwise, have palms up. If your eyes are open, pick a spot on the floor about 6 to 8 feet in front of you. And keep your gaze relaxed. If your eyes are closed, then peer up to third eye, so it should be at a nice, probably 45-degree angle, depending on how big of a forehead you have. No shade, I love the foreheads out here, you know. And just bring your attention to your breath. Just noticing your breathing. No judgment, just being aware of the inhalation and exhalation. And now begin to deepen your breathing so that you're really filling up the entire lung on the inhalation, lower, middle, and upper, and then fully expelling all air on the exhalation. And you just want to do this to the point where both the inhale and the exhale are even. And so that process will be unique for each person, because everyone's capacity and openness are very different. And now as I say these words, you can repeat them aloud. So not in your head, but with your voice. Welcome, welcome to folks coming in. I welcome in and forth the power and the presence of my soul star essence, and I ask my soul star essence, which emanates me as a human soul in this incarnation, to bring all of me into perfect energetic coherence with it. Please liberate my soul of any burdens which may be hindering this energetic coherence. And please elevate the vibrational frequency of my body, emotions, mind, heart, will, in this process. Help me to be an unencumbered expression of your essence, of your life, of your light, in this incarnation, in this moment now, and in all time, space, in which I exist, for the highest and greatest good of my soul. And continue to breathe here. And continue to repeat after me. I ask that you, my core star essence, please open up a path of conscious communication with the parent source of my soul, and of your essence. In a way that I can easily comprehend. Please also open up energetic pathways of communion with our parent source. To strengthen, amplify, and affirm our true nature. May we receive the messages my soul so deeply desires, and my human heart yearns for. To comprehend our true nature and our walk in this incarnation. And I ask my guardian angels and protectors, spiritual family, beneficial star races, elevated beneficial ancestors in heaven and on earth, nature kingdom companions, to please protect me during this time and support me in this endeavor. And may everyone be blessed as a consequence of this gift that I am being given in this moment now. Continue to stay connected to breath. Welcome to folks who are coming in. As you come in, please do say hello, so we can acknowledge your presence in this space. Let us know where you're joining from, what you might be sipping on. All right, so for those who've been here from the beginning of that process, let me know how you are feeling. Oh, good day, Jazz. Welcome, welcome. It's good to see you. Welcome, All Natural. Oh, so your name is China from Brooklyn. Hey, Brooklyn in the house. Joining from the UK, Jazz. Thank you. With water. Awesome. Is everyone feeling yummy? Feel good? How do you feel? You should feel grounded in your body rather than feeling blown out. Reminded of who I am. That is a word. Thank you, Aisha. In case you didn't know, for everybody else who's in this space, Aisha is another word for light. So if you are blessed to be in Aisha's presence, it's a special form of divinity right there. Jazz says, definitely feeling the groundedness. Good, yes. Please let that be a standard. High vibrational, powerful energy. If it's being facilitated well, shouldn't really be knocking you out. You should feel centered. Although I've been tested all day and listen, yeah. Alicia's saying, I feel grounded and held. Beautiful. Anyone spiritual family step through? Aisha says the rain today needed. Beautiful. Give thanks for the water goddesses. Even as you're, typing and settling in, please do stay connected to your breath. There's actually still an energetic dispensation happening, so I won't shift into the messages until most of that has subsided a bit. There's a lot. I'm sure you can feel it, but there's a lot that's actually like streaming through, which probably means a lot of you haven't had the chance, at least recently, to experience the depths of your true nature with this at this level and be in communion with the parent source of your soul. So this is needed. This is a needed conscious reunion. There's never actually a separation, but so with that being said, if there are feelings or tears coming up or what have you, like let those come up and let those flow. To get a sense of what it feels to be at home with parent source. Welcome, welcome. So again, to new folks coming in, I'm preparing for messages for each of the 12 zodiac signs. These zodiac signs, of course, represent archetypes, principles, qualities, divinities, really, divinity, expressions. So yes, there is a primary one that we are associated with, and that will be related to our rising sign. In tropical astrology specifically, this would be Placidus house type, not whole sign, as an FYI. So even if you're like the last degree of the sign and most of your first house is another sign, or like the last degree and then plus another sign, like it's whatever the rising sign is. But yeah, so these messages are going to be related to the rising sign, the actual ascendant. If you do not know what that is, You do need to have your birth time, so go and figure that out real quick and pull up your chart. If you don't have your birth time, then use whatever sign the north node is in your natal chart, and that will work. Okay. We're almost ready. Welcome to new folks coming in. Please say hello. Tell us your name, where you're joining from, what you're sipping on. We're just about to get into messages. How's everybody else feeling? Are things starting to settle now? I think we're almost ready. Okay, so these messages are timeless. Hello there, Selling Wake, welcome. These messages are timeless. So whenever you watch this, or if you come back to it, they're timeless messages. Because they are messages from causal realms, so they're outside of time, space. So again, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Selling Wake, how are you feeling? Are you feeling settled in yourself, a little scattered? What's going on? If you're feeling a little scattered, just take a second to take some deep breaths and center. Or if there's something else deeper, let me know. Feeling really good right now, grounded, good, okay. Keep your heart open though. At least during this time right now. There is some healing work happening, but yeah, keep your heart open. Soul heart open. Yeah. Keep soul heart open. So for folks who just came in, since you missed the preparation for this time, ask that your soul star essence bring you into alignment with it, and also that it opens you up to communication to the parent source of your soul. And ask that soul star essence to remove any heaviness that the soul might have because the soul can have heaviness that's not necessarily related to what we are experiencing in our personal life. Okay. Welcome to new folks coming in. Still having to pause. 1 second. Okay. The lower energy has been trying to sabotage me from leveling up, but I'm working and realigning. Okay. Oh, does this actually feel like spiritual warfare? One moment, folks. When you're in this whole family, I'm getting messages from people, so I just have to take care of family. So I know you don't mind. Is this coming from ancestors? Or does it resonate rather that this is coming from ancestors? No? Okay. Do you know where it's coming from? Spirit of addiction, and I've never had it before. I don't know whose energy this is. So call in your guardian angels and protectors. And ask them to clear your aura. At its 5th dimension. So, you know, neutralize, remove, delete, things at that level. Yeah, because it's looking like a leech energy. At least from what's being shown to me. And so this will need to be, when you ask for them to clear, it needs to be guardian angels and protectors who are at least 7th dimensional or above. So like 7th dimensional heaven or above. Welcome, welcome. We are about to get into the zodiac sign messages, but taking care of family first real quick. Of course, as you come in, let us know where you're joining from, where you're sipping on, not in. Although if you're sipping in, cute outfit, let us know. And let me know how that is feeling. Selling wake. On my side, it feels like it's shifting, but let me know if anything's registering for you. Again, as a side note, I think I mentioned this in the last Oracle Talks video, but when you're doing any type of healing work or removal of dark forces, you need to come at it above the level of what the energy of that thing is. You feel lighter? Okay, good. Feeling the shift. Awesome. Water in Houston. Hey. Lots of water today. Good. All right. Okay. So I give thanks to those guardian angels and protectors for their help and support. Should feel better. Okay. Glad that has occurred. So I asked that I asked some of my 8th dimensional team to set up a containment field around you to support your team, your guardian angels and protectors, as they complete this process. And while you're in the midst of transition to that lighter state, you are welcome. Thank you for receiving. Thank you for being open to share. Listen, Spirit be speaking, and like something's off. I'm like, things not okay. Dark forces afoot. But yeah, it was just it's like parasite energy. It didn't feel like anything big, so it's more like parasite energy just tends to be like opportunistic rather than personal in nature. Like not like a personal attack. It's just, just come across it. Okay, we are ready now. Welcome to everybody coming in. Say hello, tell us your name, where you're joining from, and what you're sipping on. So I'm getting messages for each of the 12 zodiac signs from parent source of our souls. First card out, and that is going to be for Aries, is 6 of Pentacles. Now this is going to be specifically for your rising sign, your ascendant. If you do not know your rising sign, please go create your natal chart real quick. You will need to know your birth time. If you do not know your birth time or are unsure, then please use your North Node sign. For Taurus, we have 8 of Cups. Gemini, we have Knight of Swords. For Cancer, we have 3 of Swords. These are timeless messages. Leo, we have 9 of Swords. Virgo, we have Libra. The Libra major arcana card. For Libra, we have the Knight of Pentacles. These are causal realm messages, so this is going to be more specifically esoteric rather than practical application per se. For Scorpio, we have the World card. Sagittarius, we have High Priestess. Capricorn, we have Tower. Okay, so these are timeless messages specifically for human souls in this current cycle of incarnation. And this is for human souls, period, not just soul family of Innocent Alchemy. With that being said, please like this video. Please also share this video to folks that will benefit, which is basically everyone. Aquarius, we have the Seven of Swords. Okay, so these messages for this time seem to be about describing part of what the function or purpose, if you will, for the divinity. So each soul is literally each soul star essence, and as a consequence, soul emanation in this incarnation is a divinity. God, goddess, divine being, whatever terminology you like to use. That is literal and true. So just as, you know, other divine beings, gods, goddesses that we, you know, hold reverence for, ritual for, are associated with certain things, the same actually holds true for us. This is actually our essence. And so, of course, we naturally have an affinity to those who have the same archetypal divinity, divine nature, i.e. rising sign. Not to say that, you know, you're necessarily doing the same things, but there's a natural affinity there for those who are exactly the same, as well as those who are in harmony. Meaning complementary to that essence. Everyone stay connected to breath. Even inhale and exhale. Okay, and then Pisces has Princess of Cups. Magician here at the center. The soul essence. Okay, so adjust this. Everybody doing good? You just give me a thumbs up or a heart or something. I know everybody's feeling okay. If the energy starts to get too much, drink some water. Stay connected to breath. Get used to maintaining the field. All right, so for Aries folks, Six of Pentacles. This is the, if you will, new human soul templates. Those of you who also have a lot of Aries placements may feel a strong resonance to this message as well. But regardless, the Aries rising folks. How else can I describe this? Yeah, it's just the new human soul templates. Meaning you've already come locked and loaded with it. It's not something that you acquire. Like your presence in this incarnation is essentially like holding the field for that new. It may or can feel a little difficult at this time because it might not seem like it's as prevalent in the world around you or just in general, but it is there. When we get to that point where, which is coming up in really just the next few years, where Saturn is shifting into Aries as well as Neptune in Aries, the waves of this coming online go more to the, or go more to the masses, or wake up more within the masses, if that makes sense. There's no damage to the template. There's nothing that has to be adjusted. Like, that's not, none of that kind of old stuff is part of your wheelhouse. Definitely expectant for when Saturn moves into my first house. Nice. Oh, are you a Aries rising? Aisha? I don't be remembering folks' natal charts, but also, there's never any mistakes in our names, if that's the case. Yeah. So literally the light. Human soul light. I don't know if there's anything else I need to say around that right now. So if anything, it just affirms like, you know, staying true to self. and allowing that truth to be predominant in your self-expression. I think that's all this needs to be said right now, that the Aries rising folks, you come with this. Now, obviously, all of us have, well, actually, I won't say obviously, because people might not know this, but even though I'm speaking about us as divinities and representing a particular archetype as our rising sign, the soul itself is still constructed of all 12. So everybody has this. But again, as I said, when I started the getting into these messages, this is about the like the primary purpose. And purpose is not job, it's just like what you just are naturally sit in. Although, of course, it can be related to work that you do, if you so choose. So if we're speaking in terms of, again, divinities, gods, goddesses, when it comes to, you know, what you are known for, what is associated with you, you know, for the Aries essence, divinity. They keep having me use the word divinity, so I'm going to keep saying it because it has to drill in. Because there's a playing small, really meaning like at a lower scale and not understanding or fully accepting the immensity of your true nature. But when it comes to Aries, it's the legacy, what you are known for, what's associated with you is this new human soul light. Yeah. Anybody have any questions around that? Comments, concerns, etc. One second for me, checking to make sure there's nothing else. As you move, for the Aries rising folks in particular, but also anyone else, especially if you have a lot of Aries placements, as you move about the world, because of what essentially is held in the light of your soul, you can activate certain places and possible people purely by your presence. Okay, no questions, so I'm going to move on. Hold on. Okay, messages are complete. You also show people what they can aspire to be. As a soul, essentially like what they're moving towards consciously. All right, Taurus. 8 of Cups. It's an interesting card. Now this is Saturn in Pisces, but Welcome to new folks coming in. Interesting energy here. One sec. Because it's actually feeling like holding, I guess acting as a bridge or holding steady between two different worlds. It's almost like death card energy, but it's not. I guess kind of repurposing energy. I've never felt Taurus energy like this before. Be that death energy, to be honest, which is fine. Like a decomposition and turning that into fertilizer for the new kind of vibe. So to clarify, I got 9 of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, and Queen of Cups. Yeah, I mean, it feels like it's really about related to that new Maya message that was coming through, but it's not the Maya itself. I might actually come back to that a little bit more. Welcome to folks coming in. Because and I might circle back to it because it just might be a thing where I'm resistant to having a different, like subconsciously you might be having resistance to an emanation of that energy, because it feels like the Taurus has switched places with the archetype of Scorpio. Obviously we haven't gotten to Scorpio yet, but it feels like it's less of a place of birthing anew and more that energy of decomposition, which is very different from how Taurus tends to feel for me personally. Because I'm used to there being a lot more light, if you will, associated with it, meaning the creative side, the burgeoning of the new. And it doesn't feel like that. So I'll move on because I don't want my projections to get in the way in the messages. So I'll circle back to it. Welcome, all these people coming in. Welcome. Prince of Swords for Gemini. Gemini rising folks. So this is feeling like really Jazz Lorel, so it could be something to do with them being sister signs. Well, they're not sister signs, they're opposing signs. The sister sign would actually be Libra. And Libra has more of this kind of like, well, this is technically a Virgo card, but that's more like, that's leaning more towards that Taurus energy that I'm usually associate with Taurus. So that's the Libra's the sister energy because they're both ruled by Venus. But again, I'm going to circle back because I don't want to let those associations cloud what's actually coming through. So interesting because my South Node is Taurus, so I wasn't focused on this particular message, but it's got me tuned in. Yeah. So for Gemini rising folks, this feels like big Gemini energy. This is very much Gemini, obviously. But the message that was coming through is the purpose for that divinity, that divine energy, is to be the one that is actively questioning beliefs, questioning the way things are, opening up conversations for new thoughts and ideas to be coming through. It's a very active debates, philosophical kind of vibe with this. Yay, welcome. Okay, these are wrong terminology. Oh no, it's not wrong terminology. It's just different terminology. Yeah. So that's what's coming through for Gemini rising folks. The importance of that, of really pushing those boundaries, essentially, of the status quo. Not even necessarily to break them, but to always be questioning in a healthy way so that you don't get comfortable. So that there's no rigidity in the thought and the mind and all of that. Yeah. Welcome to folks coming in. Let us know where you are joining from, what you are sipping on. I have some coffee, almost done. Dark roast. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so the Taurus rising energy is coming back. So yeah, it is that more kind of scorpionic vibe of it's really like a stripping and a tearing down of what doesn't work. So kind of the phrase Raging Bull, not the movie, but how like a bull can just trample things in its way, and that which is able to survive essentially that trampling, that decomposition, is what essentially proves itself to be survival of the fittest, to be able to move on to the next. So it's a very interesting energy. Like it's a really it's a no nonsense energy. Like it's not I mean, I know Tauruses can be this like personality wise and the humanity, but like for divine energy, like I've definitely never picked this up. So this is interesting. It's not a soft energy. There's nothing like friendly about it. It's not mean, but it's really it's immense. And yeah, that survival of the fittest thing is there. So it's not there to keep things that it's not a hoarding energy. It's it's kind of that vibe of in nature, and I think I brought this up previously, like years ago, with lionesses and the cubs. But this can probably be for any mammal. You know, when they're babies, there's a lot of love and protection and care around them. But once they get to a certain age, it's just kind of like, you're out here on your own. You're either going to survive or not. And that's actually out of a place of love, because if there's not strength and agency that is tapped into, one, you're not going to survive. Obviously, that's the surface thing. But secondarily, and actually more important as it relates to the essence of your divinity, you're not actually living up to who you are. Okay. Let me go back to these comments. Oh, welcome from Charlotte, North Carolina. We got a lot of North Carolina folks in here, and UK folks. We got Philly with some water. Welcome. Sun sign Cancer, rising Scorpio. Beautiful. Sucking on a mitt, no drink. Okay, so that is the Taurus rising message, and of course we just did the Gemini message. So for those of you who have Taurus rising, that is for you. That is your essence. That's your energy. That's how you that's how your spirit really moves. And I keep getting that word, like decompose, decompress. It is a stripping of whatever excess is to really get to what can survive. There isn't any judgment about what is stripped, but it's about, you know, again, what really is survival of the fittest in essence, what is true, what needs to move on. So it really does help, you know, again, Saturn and Pisces, it really does help to clear any illusion of things that we might be sticking to. And that is a path to wealth. Okay. Received. All right, moving on. Well, any questions on Taurus or Gemini before I move on to Cancer, which is next? And again, these are for the rising signs. If you do not know your rising sign because you don't have your time of birth, this is going to be for your North Node sign. It's going to be a long video. Okay, no questions. So moving on to Cancer, we have Three of Swords. Cancer rising, folks, Three of Swords. Did I do Aquarius? No, I'm going in order, so we're only on Cancer right now. Welcome to folks coming in. Say hello, let us know where you're joining from, what you're sipping on. reading, Soy Dreamer. If you'd like to donate, Venmo is linked below, or you can donate via PayPal at the link in my bio on Instagram. Cancer rising, Cancer divinity. So it seems like that energy holds access to the causal realm. I miss being in the space. Are we looking at our rising sign, sun sign, or both? Oh, rising sign only. Oh, thank you. I'm late on these comments. Yeah, so it's not about, obviously Cancer is associated with the moon and cycles and all that, but that's actually not really what the divinity itself holds per se. It's access to, or knowledge of, or the truth of the causal, or basically that which exists outside of time, space. So it's kind of going through that 0 point, if you will. Okay, so where Taurus seems to be more so about you know, survival and or wealth building, in quotes, in the incarnation. Cancer seems to be that component that is a reminder of what is beyond the successes and failures, the ups and downs of incarnate life. But I think specifically like that path to the bridge to get to that. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, it's pointing to that core star essence. So for those of you who were here at the beginning and were in that meditative preparation stage that we were in before we started these messages, you got to experience that, what that part of you feels like. Obviously, we're still in that space, but That core star essence is, and the path to that is what that Cancer element is talking about, or that divinity is talking about. So it's ascending through the ideas of the soul to the core star essence. Okay, so it's both the bridge to and that, if that makes sense. Let me know if that makes sense for those of you who are Cancer rising. Now, again, obviously, everybody has Cancer in their chart, or you may have a lot of planetary bodies in Cancer, so there may be an affinity to this, but again, this is primarily a message for rising sign energy or North Node energy in terms of your work here on this earth. So it's different from Aries, just for clarification. Aries would be the soul itself. Cancer would be the core star essence. The core star essence emanates the soul. Okay, no questions? Moving on. Welcome to folks coming in. Libra, or not Libra, Leo. Those of you who have Leo rising, we have 9 of Swords. It's interesting, this is actually the same astrology as the Gemini card. These are both Mars and Gemini. We got any Leo rising folks here? Or Leo North Node folks? I'm not Leo rising, but I have Leo North Node. Oh, 0 degree Leo. Nice. Yay. One second. I'm just confirming the message that came through. Yeah. So Leo rising folks, in particular, it's about shining a light in dark places. Which then allows for cosmic judgment / karma to come through. Specifically for our souls, because, you know, that statement can be really broad. It's not shining light in like all the dark places of all things. That's not the this is specifically for human souls. So it's not an everything. It's not the world. It's not you know, all the things. That shining of that light actually also is a form of protection. The light itself is protection because it provides like exposure. Yeah. Yeah. So Leo energy, you might not, well, let me know, for those of you who resonate with that Leo energy, let me know if that if you have any questions around that. Welcome to new folks coming in. Say hello, let us know where you're joining from. So another message that's coming through is also for, again, those Leo rising folks primarily, or North Node if you don't know your rising. Most predominantly. When you are around folks who feel uncomfortable in your presence because they're getting consciously or subconsciously or unconsciously getting triggered about who you are, what you have, etc. That's a function of the spirit shining a light on what's going on in them. It is not an indication to you to dim your light or adapt. I mean, be kind, of course, but let them choke. Can you talk more about the cosmic judgment piece as it pertains to the soul? So it's the vibe I was getting was not about acting as an instrument of cosmic judgment, so to speak, but more so like when it relates to like actual spiritual warfare. Alerting cosmic judgment about things and letting cosmic judgment handle it, but it's not coming across as the actual sword, or like being about to say not being an agent, but like obviously you would be an agent if you're alerting. But hopefully that makes sense. Right, come on, Leo risings. Listen, let folks choke. They're just, yeah, the jealousy and envy stuff or whatever is coming up. It's a them problem, not a you problem. They will be fine. Or not, but you know. The whole point is they should, when that comes up, it should be an indication to aspire to something rather than to stay where you are. I mean, that's the message. And the aspiring to something is the, you know, Aries Cancer message, the truth of the human soul and the core star essence, core soul essence. So there's that. Okay, any other questions for Leo rising or North Node folks? But yeah, there is an inherent confrontational energy with that, which is similar to, again, to the Gemini rising folks, because these are both, well, regardless of the astrology, there's inherent that there will be some confrontational energy regardless, just because of the nature of the divinities. So, you know. Also high key for the Taurus energy too. Oh, you're welcome. With that stripping energy. So but those of you who have like Taurus risings, you'd be great for organizational efficiency, because you're going to call a spade and be able to point out what actually is hindering progress, which normally I would associate with like transformer kind of light worker roles, but Taurus rising energy or Taurus North Node, that's coming through strong. So yeah, those three, you just have to understand that comes par for the course. Whether or not folks are saying things verbally to you, it may still be happening in the spirit, and you'll know it's happening in the spirit if you're like thinking about the person or the situation and like going over in your head about it. Like that means that there is stuff happening. It's just not being expressed. It's not you projecting it. It is what's there and showing up for the person. Because you are at peace, so other people's disturbed spirits are what is disturbing you. Okay, if there's no questions, we're going to move on to Virgo. Virgo rising, folks. I feel like I have a lot of Virgo rising people in the soul family. I have a lot of Virgo in my chart, but I'm not Virgo rising, at least not in tropical astrology. So we have the Libra card that's representing your divinity and your purpose. Of course, this is going to be for Virgo North Node people as well, if you don't know your rising sign. I hope this video is not gonna be like 3 hours. How much? Oh God. I might have to do a part 2 for this, depending on how much battery I have left on my phone. Oh, Jazz is a Virgo rising. Come through. So the Libra card is the Justice card. So this, it's almost like a negotiating and moderating, mediating energy in particular that's coming through. The ability to assess a situation that's going on between parties and determine the most fair outcome for all involved. Whether it's the beginning of some type of contract negotiation, which is relating in general, or if there's issues brought up about whether or not folks are showing up to a previously agreed upon contract. This also relates to all matters, even, you know, with society's ills. Yeah, so it's very much a thing about being associated with truth and justice here. My youngest son is here next to me. He's Virgo rising. Oh, that is an adventure, I'm sure, if this message is resonating. Because it's just like, you know, the ability to logic things and just, well, actually it's not even a logic thing, because it's more so like, if this is the rule, but this is how folks are engaging with it and it's not actually in alignment with the rule, then there's a problem. And so like the rule needs to be changed, or like we just need to call a spade a spade. It's that kind of vibe. Yeah, that's what's coming through. This is actually feeling resonant with the Taurus message, although it's not as like intense and almost harsh and unforgiving like Taurus energy. This feels softer in nature. It's not that decomposing energy and stripping energy. It's a yeah, just that mediating kind of vibe. Let's see, this aligns with the message I received the other day saying to speak up when I feel injustices, as there are perspectives and understandings I have to share that may be not been previously seen. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so that's actually the energy for that. Again, Virgo rising, the divinity of Virgo. That's actually what y'all resonate with. Now, obviously this does represent judgment to me, cosmic judgment as well. I'm not getting the message that cosmic judgment happens through you. At that like kind of larger scale, but that function or behavior of like the judge in a case, like you're, you know, getting all the information and have intimate understanding of the law or of understanding of the contract itself. Again, an agreement between parties. It doesn't necessarily have to literally be contract. And just saying, so it's kind of like, thank you, Spirit. It's like small claims court level of cosmic judgment. All right, it's like that level. You know, Judge Judy, Judge Joe Brown, like that kind of thing. It's just like, you know, that's the vibe. All right, any questions about Virgo? I'm gonna moving on to Libra next. Welcome to folks coming in. Say hello, let us know where you're joining from, what you're sipping on, if anything. Libra, you have the Knight of Earth. You're welcome. So Libra rising, folks. Or North Node if you don't know your rising sign. But the divinity, the essence of Libra. A minor adjustment that's coming through, just in case folks might be piling on too many messages. This is for this is pointing as closely as possible to the nature of the soul in this incarnation, regardless of circumstances. So it is predominantly a singular thing. Obviously, other things may come up as the environment shifts and changes to navigate and survive. But again, that essence of divinity, that primary thing is what's being addressed. So just reaffirming that or recentering that. So this is actually a Virgo card, is Mars in Virgo. But the Libra essence. This actually kind of feels like the walking out of that judgment, but hold on. It definitely is connected to the Taurus energy for sure. I I don't think I've actually noticed this before, but the chariot is being led by or propelled, I should say, by the bull. Excuse me. And there's also a bull with wings on the helmet. Not that phrase. I just got the phrase destroyer of worlds. What is going on? Any Libra rising folks? I am Libra rising. Or Libra North Node if you don't know your rising. Well. Okay, all natural is Libra rising. So clarifying cards, I got Knight of Cups with the Universe and Five of Pentacles on the bottom. Yeah, so it feels like whatever I guess it feels like what Taurus does for on one side of things, I guess in the world, material world, Libra does in the spirit. It almost feels like a driver of the cycles. I was about to say drivers for the ascension, but I stopped myself because I'm not sure if it's just the ascending cycle. It wouldn't make sense logically that it should also be the descending cycle as well. Where we're on that part of the journey. But yeah, it's like clearing the way. So it is like an active, or the purpose, I guess, is to be active, participate in that clearing. Similar to how Taurus is an active participate in the clearing. Yeah. Interesting. And that's why that support is there. To be able to do that. Okay. Maybe that's why the Taurus resonated earlier. Yeah, possibly. That destroyer of worlds phrase, though, is tripping me out. All right, anybody have any questions, comments, concerns about the Libra message? So it's not really a fighting energy. Not to say that, you know, spiritual warfare might not pop up, but it's not about like yeah, whatever. You love that part, right? I mean, low key I do too, but like, let's clear the mess. Let's see, any other messages or actually, was that the message then for the Libra? Divinity. I'm gonna try to move a little faster. Yeah. So it's important for one second. It seems like it is actually more exclusively in the spirit rather than both in the physical and the spirit. Any questions about this before I move on? We're going to Scorpio next. Scorpio has the World card, the Universe card. It actually feels really creative. Yeah, it's more in the spirit for Libra in regards to things. So always address things spiritually first, or predominantly. Okay. Or that's the main work of the spirit in this incarnation of that divinity, i.e. what you are to be known for. Okay, so Scorpio, Universe card, World card. Jazz says I'm a Scorpio North Node, so keep an open ear. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so Scorpio is definitely in that new, so those associations with, you know, the death, all that kind of stuff, that's not the Scorpio energy now. It's very much about the creative, what's that language is coming through? Kind of like grafting the new matrix, if you will. Matrix meaning like infrastructure for the creative waters. North Node as well for you. Okay, we got a lot of Scorpio energy here. So yeah, very different. So if you've, you know, in the past have been obsessed with the death, the dark, then transforming part of Scorpio, that's not what's coming through for the divinity side of the Scorpio archetype. At least not from the parent source energy. But yeah, it's about the creating of the new. So whereas that's not necessarily the case for Libra, which seems to be more on that clearing slash acting on behalf of cosmic judgment potentially. Scorpio is feeling like the helping to create the manifestation of the new. So to use a agricultural metaphor, Libra like clears the fields. And Scorpio is the plants that are growing, if you will. And Libra is keeping the field safe as well. So, you know, clearing out infestations, keeping conditions, the environment healthy and well, if you will, for the Scorpio energy to do its job unfettered. Welcome to folks coming in. We are on Scorpio. So allow yourself to be free to create right now, Scorpio energy. Or actually just in general, that's the function. I was just checking in about, you know, animal associations with that archetype. Of what tends to be associated with it, I would say maybe Phoenix. But there may actually need to be, or potentially will arise, a different association for it. Virgo is managing disputes between farmers, right? Exactly. Actual facts. Or helping to, you know, seize the means of production and create cooperatives. You know, because it's all the options. It's not just the negative, it is also the positive. Brokering deals, right? But yeah, so that's the vibe for Scorpio. Big switch up. Big switch up. It feels like that's actually what Scorpio's has pretty much always supposed to have been. And what it feels like at its core. And has continually had to try to give itself permission to be in the world. So I don't even know if this is necessarily quote unquote new. I think it's what's real and authentic to the nature of Scorpio. Rather than what has been projected onto it from the past. But yeah, it's interesting because I'm getting a visual of like the general region on the elliptical of where the constellations are, and of course Scorpio is close to the center, which aligns with like where Sagittarius is, and so it's like all this creative energy that comes out again from the divine anyway. Scorpio is crafting. Yeah. All right. Any questions about Scorpio before we move on to Sag? Let's do some things. Messages are complete there, but any questions? Almost done. Welcome. Okay, so no questions it looks like. Welcome to folks coming in. Say hello. Let us know where you're joining from, what you're sipping on, if anything. Okay, Sagittarius. You have High Priestess. So this is for if you have rising sign Sagittarius. If you do not know your rising sign, then this is for your North Node. Sagittarius. So that is feeling like, in terms of purpose, what your divinity would be known for. Is essentially the vision of all of these realities, all of these realms. It's the vibe I'm getting is almost kind of like being the embodiment of the third eye, so to speak. So it's like the conscious perception of reality of the seventh chakra, or nature of realities in general. I think that's it. I mean, because obviously there's such a vastness to that, and that can like be so many things, but I don't think there's anything else with that actually. That's enough, regardless. Yeah. Any questions about that? Let me make sure that that was the message. Yeah. Represent the perception of those things. Short and sweet. All right, so last three. Capricorn. You have the Tower. This feels like, still have battery, okay. This feels like having the role of testing the integrity of systems. So whereas Taurus felt more, you know, individual and personal, this feels more organizational in nature. But it's also, it leans a little closer to Virgo in that it's not, whereas Taurus again is actively stripping and is the process of removal. Capricorn's like, you know, assessing things and also paving a way for new things that can be implemented, new structures, new systems, etc. So it's like, you know, identifying the issue or problem, seeing where the holes are in something, system, structure, whatever, and being like, okay, well, this is what needs to be done and put in place in order to have success with the thing. So it's going to find those places of that are not keeping the integrity of the structure so that it, you know, it is able to last. Helps to identify those and provide solutions to replace those things with something else. So whereas Taurus is more of a, it's not necessarily an energy that's interested in preserving. Capricorn is there to be like, okay, most of this is solid. There's only a few things that need to be tweaked. Kind of vibe is what I'm getting with that. I like the energy. So if you have Capricorn rising, again, that's the essence of you. Or Capricorn North Node if you don't know your rising sign. All right, questions about that, put them in the comments and I can circle back to it. For Aquarius, we have 7 of Swords. I have more for Capricorn, hold on. Any questions on Capricorn? I don't feel like anybody here has that right now on the live, but you know what? That's actually giving me a little bit of that cosmic judgment energy too, though. But that feels more like when it comes to governance. So this would be governance in the different realms. So ancestral realms, angelic, all the other, realms. Principalities and things like that. Certain structures need to be in place, but they are adjusted with the changing of the guards. So that does also have to deal with like rulership and those who are appointed to positions in the spirit. In particular, it's interesting. Welcome to new folks coming in. That was for Capricorn, finishing up for them. Yeah, okay. So now for the Aquarius. So Libra and Capricorn have similar, again, functions. They're addressing different things in the spirit. Aquarius. This very much feels like divine consciousness. Welcome to folks coming in. Say hello. Let us know where you're joining from. We're closing up on the messages for the 12 zodiac signs. I'm currently on Aquarius. So the word that keeps coming is actually governments. But in the sense of, if we're talking at, the individual level, it's being able to bring lots of perspectives in mind when making decisions about things. When we talk about a group, this would be, council or spiritual governance, collectives, etc. But it's almost kind of like this wise rulership. Or just being a ruler, period. And what's required of that in terms of how you think and process of information and what goes into decisions that are being made. Things that are being considered, as well as out of the box thinking, if you will. Or other perspectives that may seem on the surface to not be relevant, but there's an understanding that everything has relevance. So there's a weighing of all those considerations. So it's actually very similar. It's interesting. It's very similar to the Virgo energy that came up, but at a quote unquote higher scale, if you will. Or whereas where Virgo might be a little bit more, again, if we're talking more like material world, might be more localized. Aquarius is going to be larger. But to keep things esoteric, the Virgo energy is more so related to things that are more short term, which is why I was using the language contracts. So things that you can get in and out of easily. Whereas Aquarius is more about broader laws, etc., that are crafted and that impact large groups of people. Or relate to like bigger things, which is why when I was getting those last messages with Capricorn, the various kingdoms, realms, principalities, etc., like there are governing structures and all of that. So that's what that's pointing to is that Aquarius archetype. So hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if you have questions. Let me make sure that that was the message. That's all the message, that need to come through. All right, last but certainly not least, my goodness, Pisces. All right, so Pisces, this is, again, predominantly if you have Pisces rising. If you do not know your rising sign because you don't know your time of birth, then you would be, this would be for Pisces North Node. And that is the Princess of Cups is that card. So this is, again, related to divine essence that you are to be known for, associated with in this current incarnational cycle. For new folks coming in, please like the video and share this with anyone who you think would really love to get some zodiac messages. Pisces, Princess of Cups. That's feeling like the energy of the new Maya and the embracing that. So this is giving me the same kind of vibe as the Aries message. Let me check in on that though. Yeah, okay. So basically, you're going through the process and experiencing the process of, that Saturn and Neptune energy being in the sign and anchoring the new. You're having that experience. So Aries folks, if you want to, I guess, kind of know what that is, talk to anybody that you know has a Pisces rising, or again, if they don't know what that is, then North Node. Because that's what you will be experiencing when we get to Saturn in Aries and Neptune in Aries. And that will be going on for obviously a long period of time. It's not a quick fix thing, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. But it is important and necessary. So we are at the tail end of the process for the Pisces folks who are holding the emanation of New Maya, the new field, which in reference to the Libra energy, what they need to be actively helping with clearing in particular, clearing and making the way for this to be there. But it is also complementary to the Scorpio energy, because Scorpio is actually creating with that from the new Maya, from the new crafting new templates for creativity. So this is not the human souls specifically, because that's already there and being held by Aries. It's related to everything else. But yeah, Pisces representing that field is what is there. So again, this is the new Maya. So y'all are at the y'all are experiencing essentially living and holding and emanating that. And obviously, just like for the Aries folks, that may of course feel really challenging because most people around you are not sitting with that, unless you're with other Pisces rising folks or Pisces North Node folks. But again, once we when we shift out of that into Aries, then you should feel a little bit more settled, because a lot of that pressure will be gone, hopefully. And then Aries, once we're done with your process and that the energies shift into Taurus, then you should have a easier time with it. But yeah, for Pisces folks, you definitely have been bearing the brunt of a lot of that work, if this resonates to you. Now, of course, like I said before, if you have a lot of planets in a particular sign that I'm talking about, then, those messages may definitely resonate to you. And on some level, we have a little bit, whether we have planets in these signs or not, because we have all 12 archetypes. But yeah, Pisces folks, that's what that is you hold the new Maya, and that's your job. That's your job. So you're not building it, you're not crafting it. This is similar to what I said to Aries. It's already in you, who you are. Nothing about it is defiled. It hasn't like all past old stuff that might have been there with, you know, the quote unquote matrix, as folks have liked to say, and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's new. It's the new, and you hold it, and you've been holding it and emanating it. And then work is being done with the realms to bring more and more of that online. So you will increasingly feel more harmonious with your experience in the material world because of that. But yeah. So we're not quite out of it yet, but we are close. We are close. It's only a few more years left until we're done with this. And that, of course, is going to include the North Node transit through Pisces, but it is almost over. That disharmony, I'll say, experience between how you naturally express and how the world around you expresses. Not to say that there's, going to be a paradise experience, but yeah. I have a lot of Pisces, including North Node. Oh, big hugs. Pisces rising for Sissy Serene. Yeah, big hugs. Welcome to folks coming in. We are just now finishing, or we'll see if we're actually finishing, but yeah, almost done with the main feelings of disharmony. Still have a ways to go collectively, but in terms of your personal experience, almost done. Hang in there. But also, like I told Aries rising folks and Aries North Node people, your main source of strength is your true nature. Like, that's where you have to keep your focus. It's not about trying to balance and have harmony with the world. You very much have to keep yourself reminded of the fact that you are you're living in the world, not of it. Okay, so questions on that. Oh, there's still some more for Pisces. Hold on. If you've been frustrated with being able to release some creative manifestation, and creative manifestation is just something that you want to create into the wild, so to speak, or into the world, and you've either done something similar or you keep trying and it doesn't work, or it's not giving you the return on investment, so to speak, that you would prefer. It's not that there's something wrong with it, it's just that the thing itself needs to be protected, and you need to wait for divine timing. And when it's time for that thing to be released, then it will be made clear to you rather than what your ego would prefer. Now, also, sometimes things just need to be, like, if you get the yes to create some things and release some things, and again, they don't give you the expected feedback, that's also not necessarily an indication that something is wrong, because also the... what you would call the smaller things are needed to be there for bigger things to come through. And you might think that what currently is going on is a bigger thing in scale, but it's actually not. Yeah, it's a divine timing thing. So there's almost this vibe of like a releasing of 3 things of creative manifestation, i.e. making those things real, and not necessarily getting a lot of what you want out of it, or is not quite being up to what you would prefer in terms of its expression, whatever it's going to be related to resources or what have you. But then the 4th is kind of waiting in the wings. But all that expression is important just in general. All right, I don't see any questions, so I think we are good. Let me make sure that that's it for the messages for Pisces. Yeah. Excuse me. Ooh. All right. So that means specifically for the new Maya energy, because that's again what the divinity of Pisces is talking about. There are things that are really, really important that just kind of have to wait because they are more innocent and more delicate in nature, and they are more structural in nature to crafting the new fabric, or strengthening and amplifying the new fabric. So the timing of when certain things are released, where the flow is related to that that importance of, again, this transition of more of the new being grafted into our reality as the old is being stripped. And of course this transition happens in waves, so you know, over time. New Maya for Pisces, please could you explain? Oh, so the new Maya stuff, watch the Oracle talks that I did just before this one. You'll find it on my feed. So it says Oracle Talks New Maya. I also uploaded it onto YouTube, but I'm talking specifically in that, so you can watch that for explanation. But yeah, so that's why it means like over time, things open up more because it's more conducive for certain things to thrive. All right, so in general, any questions? We're done with the 12 zodiac signs. I'm going to get closing messages here with the Magician card in the center. Welcome to folks coming in. We are closing up right now, or starting to shut the channel down. I will do some announcements while I reset these cards. I think I actually have to do a different deck. I do, because these are those cards are tired. They have a lot of energy going through them. So quick announcements. This Saturday, I am doing a live meditation in the new member space. And that is specifically going to be focused on crafting an energetic connection to the new Maya. So that will be this Saturday at 11. It's in Covenant, so you can go to the link in bio to sign up to join. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll have the link in the description. And then the following Saturday on the 23rd, I'll be doing a specialty channeling event in the member space as well, specifically for eclipse season. But this weekend, especially for the meditation, is going to be an energetic one. So we will be working in the records and lining up our fields. Okay, so some closing messages. We have 4 of Swords and 9 of Swords. King of Cups on the bottom. Meditation is key, specifically with the Soul Star Essence. And there's a lot of, if you're having difficulty sleeping, it's because there's a lot of energy flowing, a lot of integration happening. So don't think that something is wrong. Nothing is wrong. It's just heightened and increasing energy and a lot of messages that have been coming through and will continue to come through. Will the meditation be available to purchase publicly at a later date? No, that stuff is always going to stay in the, unless I get told differently, but it stays in the member space. But it is always available because I'll record the live as well, so you can go back to it. And in particular that, because it is specifically for energetically connecting to the new Maya, it's something that people should, they'll be able to, go back to at any time. Because again, depending on which wave you are, it will arise for you. So yeah, it's just for that space. Oh yeah, for the member space, in case folks don't know, it is something new. I just launched last month with 2 other folks from the Soul family. So it includes on-demand sermons, affirmations and journal prompts. Those are coming from Reverend Portia and also from Atia. And then I'm doing monthly meditations, as well as all 3 of us are facilitating the monthly member sessions. But of course, when there's important stuff happening, those member sessions will be timed for specialty events. So this time it's specifically going to be for channeling for the eclipse season, rather than just connecting with folks. I will be at some point soon, might be the month of May, be doing a soul elevation ritual for the member session, because that was coming up, but we'll see. There's a lot of changes happening over these next 90 days in terms of in the spirit. So I have ideas of things, but I also obviously have to be obedient to what comes up, because things might be actually moving faster, and some stuff might not even be needed, which is fine. The member space is out of my price point right now, but I know things will change soon enough. Excited to join when I can. Awesome. Yeah, it's priced that way because it is, 3 people contributing to the space. So, yeah, out of respect for what is being offered from folks, it's priced the way it is priced for that. If it was just me, it would be lower, but it is a collaborative effort, and that's done on purpose so that it can actually be sustaining and not be fully dependent on me. Because, you know, sustainability is important. There was something else that was coming through. 1 second. Oh, so if your mind is all over the place, obviously, you know, we're dealing with things in our physical world that can decenter us, but also because of all these spiritual changes that are happening, and really collective ascension that's happening. It can be really disorienting for the mind, because really the entire soul body is being adjusted and reconstructed. So this is one of the reasons why the meditation is important, is to strengthen and amplify that which does not change, which is the core star essence, right? And however often you have to bring yourself back to yourself, then you do that. And there's nothing wrong with that process. Oh, for even if folks are not able to participate in things that I'm facilitating for whatever reason, no one gets left behind. Right? Like, so no one gets left behind. All that essentially I'm really doing is consciously engaging with the process and accelerating it, but it is happening. So like, there's no for clarity, regardless of whether folks might be questioning that here on the live or if they're watching the recording, you're not missing that. If it's not something that, you know, I'm specifically facilitating, because it's not a me thing. I do that work of acceleration and conscious engagement. But that's just it. I don't hold me or anyone else don't hold the keys to that. That is something that's actually overseen by parent source of our soul, as well as the governing forces. So it's happening for all. Because again, these messages are for, you know, human collective. Not just the messages that I was giving just now is for human collective. It's not just a Anderson alchemy thing. And God is always where you are. So anything that, you know, comes through from your own soul, your own core star essence about what supports your ability to more easily have the experience of connection and what that looks like, is going to be happening naturally. So yeah, there's no getting left behind. There's no being behind in timing either. I mean, the fact that folks would even be connected to me, it's like you're already in the wave. So is happening regardless. Yeah. It's just I'm going to be specifically like going in and doing certain things with the energy field and in the records and with different team members. So it's just, you know, more consciously involved, but it's still happening regardless. It's still happening regardless. And it also happens for folks regardless of the wave that they're on. Because as I mentioned in the new Maya video, there have been waves before us. There are folks who already like have done this work and are already like on the other side of that process, if you will. So, yeah. It's gonna happen regardless. Okay. I believe that is it. Let me just check real quick before I close out. I feel like we're approaching 2.5 hours. I can't tell for sure because I don't remember what time exactly I started, but yeah, we're good. Okay. No other questions? Everybody good? Let me know. Let me know. Ooh, I need to eat something. Now I know why Spirit had me have some coffee, because I just needed to be able to power through for a couple hours. You're welcome. Thank you for the hearts. No questions. It's okay if you have something, it's fine. Again, please watch that new Maya video, the last one I did. Honestly, watch all the videos I've been doing this month, because there's a lot of energy, clearing a lot of energy work that's been done in all of those videos. But yeah. Interesting energy. Okay, so there's nothing else. Thank you all for joining. Oh, Archangel Metatron one was really helpful. Yeah, that was the Oracle Talks that was titled Archangelic Realm, I believe. But yeah, Metatron came through on that, so I'm glad that that was helpful for sure. So to close, I give thanks to Parent Source and all of our individual core star essences for these messages, for this energetic balance, strengthening, and amplification, for these messages and clarity about parts of our purposes, knowing and understanding that there's always more that's available, but thank you for this sneak peek into our purposes in this incarnational cycle. I ask that the energy be stepped down gently, lowering the vibrational frequency to a level that is more comfortable for our physical bodies. supporting the integration at all levels of being, so that we may comfortably navigate the rest of our day, week, and month ahead with this newfound wisdom, this newfound perspective, with this new energetic orientation. I give love, blessings, and thanks to our spiritual family that has been here with us, as well as our guardian angels and protectors, for holding a sacred container and space for us individually and as a whole. Thank you for your protection. Thank you for your support during these times of transition. Please continue to guide, heal, and protect us as we navigate our lives. And thank you to ourselves. Thank you to ourselves for confirming the truth and authenticity and realness. Thank you for affirming our agency. Thank you for affirming our empowerment. And thank you for reminding us of what home feels like. And continuing to set down the energy, releasing folks from holding the fields, as well as ourselves, and remaining open to deeper levels of integration, as well as any other additional messages that may come through that are relevant to us in our path individually. You are welcome. All right, so hopefully everybody is feeling grounded. The energy was definitely high, but let me know if you're feeling solid in the body. Almost done. There's a lot of energy to release, so I want to make sure I like step us down and not just like bounce. Also, so that folks can sleep tonight. Have an easier time sleeping tonight. It'd be good to go and do some journaling. Whether now or right before sleep, but it'd be good to get pen to paper. Feeling good? Yay, good. Also, awesome. Almost complete now. Ooh. Yeah, see why I needed to do the messages today rather than Thursday, because I need to give myself time and space to hold that field on Saturday for the meditation. Okay. All right, we are good, folks. So like the video, comment on the video, share the video, subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, hope you enjoyed those messages. And God willing, I will see you next time, whenever that's gonna be. Bye.